Hi everyone. I know it's been a long time without updating with a devlog, but now I'm back. This is one of my New Year's resolutions to keep on updating the information I'm giving you about Boney's research on humans and the development. So let's get started. So as you know, one of the staples of stealth games is the minimap or a radar. Uh, this gives you the advantage over your oblivious enemies. Some games use it like, well, one of the ones that I like most is Metal Gear Solid. So, Boney's research on humans won't be the exception. I'm gonna show you a little simple way of adding a minimap to a 2D game in case you are working on one. And this is the following way I'm gonna show you. Here I already have it implemented, but I'm gonna go step by step with you. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is I'm gonna find my main guy, that in this case I have a folder here called good guys, and it is Boney. Here we have Boney, and the first thing you need to do is to add a game object. For example, here I will do it again, but it's like create empty, a game object, and I will call it mini map. Okay, now in the mini map, what you need, I'm gonna reset the position, and you're gonna add a sprite renderer. Okay, it's a little bit slow. I'm gonna start from scratch, but you will see the final process. Sprite renderer. And for now, I'm gonna add, I don't know, just a circle. Okay, one of the important things, or the most important thing, is you need to create a separate layer. I already have it here, but is this one. I will add one more, but I don't have enough space. You need to add one extra layer, for example, in the layers. Here I have the minimap. This is the one that I added. So you will go to layers, add an extra one. In my case, I have them all complete, so I can't, but you will just put an extra layer, add the minimap layer, and then this one you will set it to the minimap. Okay, this is important because this is what will be shown in the camera. I'm gonna show you in a little bit what is that. Now, the next part of this, I'm gonna just select my prefab, the camera. I don't have a bunch of stuff here, but well, let's see. I have the group camera. You have the main camera here, and the thing you need to do is to add the cooling mask. The cooling mask shows every part of the game that you want to display. For example, this is the main camera. I wanted to show the default sprites, obstacles, the ground, etc. Okay, the enemies, projectiles. But it's very important that you not display the minimap. Okay, so you have to deselect the minimap if it's selected. Okay, so it would not render anything that is on the minimap layer. Okay, the next part is to create a second camera. Here I already have it, but basically this is what you will do. You will create a camera like this. I'm using solid color, and in the cooling mask, I use orthographic because it's 2D. And I'm gonna change the size. I will tell you why in a second. Well, I'm gonna leave it like this. let's say 7, and the cooling mask is selected to everything, so it's gonna display everything. You have to select nothing, and then you're gonna make it display only the minimap. So this will make the camera display only the objects that are in the minimap. Now, the next part is adding the objects that you want to display. For example, one of the objects I also add in the cooling mask is the obstacles. This I'm still thinking about it, but this is because I want the minimap to also display, besides the game objects, the players, enemies, etc., to display the structure of the world, so you could see where there is a wall or where there is a house that you can enter, etc. But you can select basically everything. For example, you could keep all the things that you already have, and it will just display them like in a mini version. But I tried to make it a little different. Okay. Now, for example, if you do just this, let me show you what will happen. Very slow. Okay, this is because my computer is a little bit older, and well, basically this is what will happen. The camera will display, let's say, only the things that are above. For example, if I eliminate the obstacles, it will display only some of the UI elements, and that's it basically. So this is not good. This is not useful at all, because it will be covering the game area. Okay. Now, this is, you have to select also. For example, here I have the depth is -1, and this one is set at 0. That's why it's displaying above. Okay. This is not optimal because it will cover the main camera, and you want to see it like a minimap. You could display it in any area that you would like. But well, the thing that you need to do is to create a small render texture. Here I have one, but I'm gonna show you. You just go create. Where is it? Here. You just select create new render texture, and you just select the size. I'm gonna set it to I don't know, 5.2 to 5.2, so it doesn't look too pixelated. Here I have, for example, this one. Depends on the graphics that you are using. For example, if you leave it bilinear, this will be okay for 3D graphics, but as I'm using pixel art, remember that always when you are using pixel graphics, you need to add the point. So that will be point mode. This is so the pixel art is crisp. Now the next part is to I need to, here, for example, in the camera, if you see you have a target texture. In this case, you will add the new render texture. I'm gonna call it mini map 2.0 because I already have one, but basically you just drag the render texture here, and now it's gonna, the minimap is gonna show what you see here. For example, it's blue. You can change the color if you want. For example, here it's showing blue, and if you see here it's blue. For example, in the game here in Boney, I'm using, I'm gonna show you the color. I'm using this white color, that is the color of the UI elements. That's why I set it up to white. So I'm gonna just paste it here, and now the minimap 2.0 is white. Okay. Now the next thing to do is you need to add an image in any area of the canvas. For example, here I have it here, the minimap, but I'm gonna add an extra one so you can see the process. So you need to add a UI raw image. You need to add a raw image instead of a regular image because a raw image, just hide this one. Yeah, the raw image can display rendering textures. If you see it displays textures. So you just add the minimap here, and then you will have to go into the UI and set it up in the position. For example, if I want to display it here in the middle, it will be there. And for example, now let me hit play. There. It's displaying that. It's transparent for some reason, but if you check here, it's displaying the correct color. What I did in that case, because it was showing it like that, I just added a background of the same color. So you will just paste it, put it there, just make sure the position is 0. And that's it. Okay, so basically they're in the same position. Now it will be white. Okay, and well, that's the minimap. You can see that it shows the game area. It shows where you are moving. Right now, this is one of the costumes. Extra points if you know from what game is this. The next step is to add the icons to all the places that you want to display the enemies. Okay, so this is the steps, but I'm gonna just go back to the ones I already had made. Okay, so basically that's what you do. I'm just gonna activate the minimap, the original minimap, and delete this one. Okay, so what you have to do is to add those objects with the display to each game object that you want to show in the minimap. Oh yeah, I also have to update it here in the HUD. I think I only disabled it here. Okay, now here you can see I have the minimap. Not displaying correctly, but there it is. Okay, now it's the minimap. It's displaying Boney. I also added something to make it display the places where you can hide, and well, some of the characters. But first, I need to change my costume. So yeah, there we have the little minimap. In most games that you have a minimap like this, well, stealth games, the character is a spy or somebody with access to technology. So it makes sense to have a radar. Here, I was thinking that maybe doesn't make a lot of sense to only have a radar. So I worked it out in the next way. The camera, as you know, captures information about different creatures or monsters, humans, etc. But it will have an extra action. This will be if you take a picture of something, it will uh, automatically add it to the radar, so you know where the position is. This will be very helpful when you take pictures of enemies. This will aid you in navigating the levels. So every time you snap a picture of an enemy, you will add them to the minimap. Let's see. Now he appears there, and you can keep track of his movements. Another thing is the minimap will display objects where you can hide. This will help you get away from enemies if they are chasing you. As you know, where is a safe place to hide. For example, here. Enemy is following me, and I hide there. And they lose track of me. Well, it's been a pleasure to be back here with you. As always, a special thanks to my patrons who make the creation of this video possible. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and share. And if you really like it, you can become a patron to get exclusive looks at development like concept art and work in progress and have input on the development of the game. Thanks for watching.